During his weekly press conference held virtually on Tuesday, leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton strongly condemned Vice President Barry Jagdeo over utterances made during a recent outreach in Region 6. Norton claimed that Jagdeo purported the country's oil revenues as insufficient, thereby lowering the expectations of the average Guyanese who perhaps saw the evolution of the country as a gateway to improve their quality of life. He accused the Vice President of being a liar and leading a corrupt regime that is creating conditions for friends, family, and associates of the People's Progressive Party to benefit from the oil and gas resources.
In this case, Jagdeo again recited his government's claim that Guyana's current and projected oil revenue are inadequate to lift the living standards of the masses. As such, he added, Guyanese should lower their expectations and not listen to those who insist that oil revenues can transform the quality of life of all citizens. We are convinced that the Jagdeo PPP approach is intended to deprive Guyanese of their benefits while enriching the PPP elite, family, and friends.
The opposition leader further corroborated his claim by pointing to an article published in some sections of the media recently, which indicated that the country is set to garner more than $5 billion in oil revenues in the next 4 years. The estimates were made prior to an upsurge in oil prices brought on by the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine.
Exxon's own projections show Guyana moving from 120,000 barrels of oil per day in 2020 to a minimum of 800,000 barrels of oil per day in 2025. This represents an increase of over 550% in only a few years. It will result in a gargantuan surge in GDP.
The revenues are expected to be accumulated from a production sharing agreement, PSA, the country has established with ExxonMobil and its partners in the Stabroek Block, Hess Corporation and CNOOC Limited. It entails a system for the division of the oil produced between the parties and a royalty charged by the government, which functions like a tax on the price of every barrel of oil produced and sold. The revenues which will be gained from oil production in 2022 is anticipated to begin to refill the Natural Resource Fund, where monies were extracted to boost the 2022 budget. The APNU+AFC holds the firm view that the government should undertake a people-centered approach for the overall development of Guyanese, but must first stop the diversion of people's wealth by aborting efforts to wantonly waste taxpayers' dollars on failed projects such as a Mile Falls, Skeldon Sugar Factory, and Moore Packaging Factory and others. The Gas to Shore project, which continues to receive criticisms from the opposition, has grave consequences for fisher folks, Norton reminded. On Tuesday last, ExxonMobil said it found oil in 3 new wells drilled off the coast of Guyana, raising recoverable oil and gas potential from its discoveries to nearly 11 billion barrels. Timeka Rodney reporting for the HGB Nightly News.